Hi, I'm Anthea from Drake Consultants. The team and I are very excited to present this leadership analysis of Gina Rinehart for you today. To get things started, I'll talk a bit about the background of Gina and her personality. Then I'll hand over to David and Kimberly, who will discuss her power, behaviours, and competencies. Then we'll go to Ryan and Esther for her leadership styles before we do a final review, and then we'll show you our references. So, a bit of background into who Gina Rinehart is. So, she's best known as the executive chairperson of Hancock Prospecting, which she inherited from her father. But under her leadership, it's grown to be one of the largest mining companies in the world. Gina is also known as one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, with an estimated net worth of over $30 billion US. A bit about her personal life. So, she was exposed to Hancock prospecting from a very, very early age. She briefly studied economics at Sydney University, but she reportedly dropped out because she and her father thought it was a little bit too liberal. So she dropped out and officially started working at Hancock Prospecting. She's known for being extremely private and extremely litigious, so much so that she's even been involved in several lawsuits against her own family. And she's also been very vocal about quite a few controversial, quite right wing political views. To analyze Gina's personality, we've used the Big Five personality trait theory. So, under this theory, she scores a 4.33 out of 5 for extroversion. This is because she is someone who has been mingling with and entertaining members of the mining and business community for really her entire life. The next category is agreeableness, where she scores quite lowly with a 1 out of 5. This is because Gina is not someone who seems that worried about whether people like her or not. She is there to do a good job and get the best results for herself and for her company, which is why she scores so highly for the next category of conscientiousness with a 4.5 out of 5. You can say what you like about Gina, but you can't say she's not a hard worker. She definitely gets things done. The next category is negative emotionality. Now, people that score highly in this are often anxious or depressed people. Neither of those really apply to Gina. She seems like she's got a very healthy sense of confidence in herself. And then the last category is open mindedness, where she scores right in the middle. This is because in some ways she's very open minded, thinking out of the box in terms of new business ideas. But then in relation to other things, she's not so progressive, particularly in regards to her political views.
Having an understanding of Reinhardt's personality, we can assess how this ties in with her ability to influence others' behaviours and ultimately succeed in business. To assess Reinhardt's use of power, we'll use French and Raven's 6 bases of power. Reinhardt holds legitimate power, which is authority derived from a formal position, being as she is the executive chairman of Hancock Prospecting and chairman of Roy Hill Iron Ore Project. These formal roles give her the power to make strategic decisions and direct the company's operations. Regarding reward power, Rinehart provides rewards to employees and business partners. This was exemplified in 2015 with a bonus pool of $4 million awarded to Roy Hill mine workers for achieving above target production targets. Rinehart has also recently demonstrated coercive power, where coercive power involves the ability to impose penalties. This type of power has been on display during the legal battle with her children over the family's multi-billion-dollar trust. Expert power, which is the ability to influence from specialist knowledge or skill base, was demonstrated with her extensive expertise in the mining industry. Her knowledge of mining operations, market dynamics, and strategic investments gave her expert power and enabled her to secure over $7 billion in funding from international financiers and bring the Roy Hill project to life. Reinhardt actively exhibits referent power, which is power from personal charisma and relationships. She is well known and influential figure in Australia, admired by many for her business acumen and success. Reinhardt has enhanced her public image and strengthened her influence as people are inspired by her generosity and commitment to social causes. This enables her to galvanise support and drive her initiatives forward effectively. These examples illustrate how Reinhardt effectively utilises various bases of power to maintain her leadership and drive success of Hancock Prospecting. Having assessed Reinhardt's ability to use power to influence others' behaviours and achieve her desired outcomes, we can now look at how this impacts her management style. Using Quinn's competing values framework, which categorises organisational culture and leadership styles into 4 quadrants, Reinhardt's strengths are highlighted on a diagram in red. Reinhardt effectively fulfills the roles of innovator and broker in the open systems models and producer, and director in the rational goal model. We see these roles in action at Hancock Prospecting and Roy Hill Iron Ore Project. In the director and producer role, which is an external focus with control, Rinehart demonstrates a competitive, goal oriented, and results driven approach with an emphasis on achieving measurable outcomes, productivity, and efficiencies. This is illustrated through her aggressive expansion and strategic positioning of Hancock Prospecting in the highly competitive mining industry. Her focus on productivity, efficiency, and profitability is evident in her pursuit of major projects like Roy Hill Iron Ore Mine. Rinehart's leadership is marked by a strong emphasis on achieving financial success and dominating market share, reflecting the competitive and goal oriented nature of this quadrant. In the innovator and broker role, which is again external focus with flexibility, Reinhardt demonstrates innovation, entrepreneurial, and dynamic with a focus on growth, creativity, and the ability to adapt to changing environments. This is illustrated through her strategic innovations in mining technology and exploration methods. Her willingness to invest in cutting edge technology and explore new mining territories showcases her entrepreneurial spirit and adaptability. Reinhardt's ability to navigate and thrive in a volatile commodities market demonstrates her dynamic leadership and innovative approach. Overall, Reinhardt's leadership most strongly embodies the rational goal and open systems quadrants of Quinn's competing values framework. She is a competitive, results oriented leader who also demonstrates significant innovation and adaptability. While she has elements of internal process quadrant in her structured approach to operations and some aspects of the human relations quadrants in her employee support initiatives, her primary focus remains on market success and entrepreneurial ventures. With Reinhardt's leadership strongly aligned with the rational goal and open systems quadrants, this type of leadership will gravitate towards expansion and a change along with competitive positioning of the system and maximizing output. Gina Rinehart's leadership is heavily characterized by a strong market orientation and maximizing output, with a focus on competitiveness, achieving goals, and driving results. Reinhart has aggressively expanded Hancock prospecting, securing major mining deals and strategic partnerships, with her emphasis on achieving financial success and maintaining a competitive edge in the mining industry showcases her commitment to maximization. Reinhardt also embodies the characteristics of expansion and change, which values innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, and a dynamic approach to business. She has invested in cutting edge mining technology and exploration methods to stay ahead in the industry. This innovative mindset is crucial in the mining sector, where advancements can significantly impact productivity and profitability. Gina Reinhardt's leadership has cultivated an organizational culture at Hancock Prospecting that is competitive, innovative, and results driven. This culture prioritizes achieving business objectives, embracing new technologies, and staying ahead of competitors.
By using the leadership motives model, we can see Gina uses her power motive in more of a personal aspect. Gina seeks power to further her own interest, including status, luxury, and money. Gina shows a high drive to achieve goals and to motivate her team to help achieve these goals. Gina is also very ambitious and loves to take risks. Gina has shown tenacity throughout her career and isn't afraid to grow the business. Gina has shown a strong work ethic and values all the hard work her team and herself has accomplished. She also has strong morals and values safety and safe work conditions. Mayher and Graham 1996 suggests there are three elements to emotional intelligence: the ability to recognize and detect emotions, the ability to reason with emotions, and the ability to process emotional information as part of the problem-solving process. Gina has a high sense of self-awareness and uses this to look after the community. She is also very outspoken in all aspects of her life. Gina values self-management in all aspects of her life. She does regard her business as a big part of her life. She is very self-fulfilled, but she does not always manage emotions very well. Gina has a high awareness of others and uses her empathy to support her team. This includes giving out bonuses to all of her team members and has continued to do so since 2018. Gina's relationship with her team is shown as being loyal, engaging, respectful, and productive.
In leadership literature, autocratic, democratic, inspirational, and laissez-faire leadership styles remain as the most prevalent, widely researched, and commonly observed leadership styles in modern organisational settings. When reviewing the leadership orientation paradigm, there is lots of evidence suggesting that Rinehart is an autocratic leader. Autocratic leaders are individuals who focus heavily on order and control, and they tend to discard personal relationships and display behaviours which seek to control the actions of their subordinates. Her desire to control every aspect of her business, as well as her disregard for personal relationships, are two obvious traits of an autocratic leader. An autocratic leader tends to impose their personal views and control agendas. Rinehart has continually shown her willingness to do this with her continual criticisms of the Australian government's regulations on the mining industry. Rinehart's company, Hancock Prospecting, recently published Rinehart's views, stating that the government regulations are slowing Australia's mining industry down. Here, Rinehart is imposing her agendas over the public to try and assist Hancock Prospecting financial performance. Another trait of autocratic leadership is the leader being an individual decision maker. This is evident on the Hancock Prospecting website, with the list of company achievements all circling back to Rinehart. The company's flagship achievement is the $10 billion Roy Hill project, which Rinehart both financed and led. The constant reference solely to Rinehart throughout the company's achievement list shows that she is the individual decision maker in this billion-dollar corporation. The next leadership model, which effectively demonstrates Rinehart's approach to leadership, is the leadership grid. The leadership grid articulates that every leader has dominant behavioural tendencies and will adopt this method as well as revert to them when they feel under pressure. The two main principles of the model are concern for people and concern for production, which can be seen on the X and Y axes. When reviewing Rinehart's approach to leadership, her defining features directly correlate to the authority compliance style within the grid. The key features of this leadership style are efficiency in operational results and ensuring human elements have minimal interference. This leadership style is placed on the far lower right of the leadership grid, as it shows low level of concern for people but high concern for production. In 2012, Rinehart made comments stating Australians have to work harder as African labourers will work for less than $2 a day. These comments were made as Rinehart signed off on her new enterprise agreement, which allowed her to import 1,700 foreign workers on her Roy Hill iron ore project. Rinehart further commented, saying business as usual won't be enough when competing with our West African competitors, as they can offer far lower prices for iron ore due to how low their labour costs are. These comments at the time drew the ire of then Prime Minister Julia Gillard, further showing Rinehart's influence in Australia. These comments from Rinehart show her low concern for people and high concern for production. This thirst for production is evident with Hancock Prospecting lodging an FY23 profit of $7 billion, the second highest ever recorded for a private company in Australia.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I will continue with two other leadership models to analyze Gina Reinhart's leadership. The two models that I've chosen are authentic leadership and Goldman Sachs leadership styles. According to Jewett et al. 2021, the authentic leader establishes a bedrock of being of service to others and ensures that they lead by example and take responsibility for their actions. In essence, the authentic leader strives to empower others, create a learning environment for themselves, their colleagues, and provides a clear purpose for all. Gina Rinehart is an example of an authentic leader. In this case, Gina is known as one of the most high-profile, influential, and powerful leaders in Australia and around the world. Gina grew up on a large sheep and cattle stations in Western Australia, and she was introduced into the heavy industry through her father, Len Hancock. There was reliance on empowering people to be leaders and take responsibility for their actions and those of their teammates. Gina's authentic leadership style was to take ownership and responsibility for the leadership in the organization. She articulated a clear vision and mission for the purpose of the organization where the business needed to adopt change. Gina established a network of leaders whom she empowered to embrace the broad skill sets and establish a learning environment and culture to be of service to people and communities. As such, her methodology of leadership was classical authentic, to lead with a mindset, elevate the team's performance by fostering individuals' creativity, emotional intelligence, to invest in their work and in the service they are providing to others. While authentic leadership has its distractors, there are clear elements during these times of challenge and stress within the teams that authentic leadership does benefit all stakeholders. Gina took responsibility to arrest control of the leadership, establish integrity through honesty and trust of her word and actions. Gina was able to articulate a clear purpose, vision, mission to her leaders, staff, and community, and to steer the team in the direction which she wanted to go. Her ability to create optimism, social interaction, build relationships, and connection, empower people to be creative has proven to be extremely successful. She has found the balance of when to take complete ownership. However, she has had the balance of when to empower democracy under strong frameworks and boundaries for the leadership team to work within. I have also decided to use Gorman's six leadership styles to analyze how Gina displayed some of those six leadership domains, which are affiliative, democratic, commanding, pace setting, visionary, and coaching. According to Gorman 2000, the six leadership styles impact the organization differently, and they're all based on emotional competency. In 1992, when Gina took over the company as chief executive officer, the company was going through a challenging time and she needed to arrest control and set new direction. Her first step was to take control, which is command. She was able to provide a vision and direction. She then became a pace setting leader by demonstration of her clear work ethic, integrity, trust, expectations, and through her actions, she dragged the team with her. After securing control and with a clear vision, uh, pace, pace, she began implementing democracy by seeking feedback and input from her teammates. She made her team feel recognized and validated and became an affiliative leader by building an effective team. However, Gina took command for too long. Her vision worked as a commanding leader. Uh, Many scholars believe that the democratic approach and the pace setting approach should be used sparingly. This was not the case with Gina, who comes across as very commanding.
Thanks, Esther. So, in conclusion, Gina Rinehart is an autocratic leader. She's control orientated. She's motivated by personal power. She's a decision maker. She has a win at all cost mindset, and she's incredibly entrepreneurial. Thanks for listening.